Okay, I'm here today. This is Lori Jefferson. I'm here there with my mom, Pearlie Turner. Say hi, Mom.
Hello. Praise the Lord.
That's my mom. She is 96 years old. And I'm interviewing her as one of my griots. You know, she's a landmark of my life, and she played such a big role in the leader that I am today. So I got her on board. First, she was a little camera shy, but she's here. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. It's like I said, she's 96 years old, and she's raised several children, you know, 2 of her own, and she adopted some. And I thank God that I was one of those that she took on as 2 months old. So she raised me from 2 months old. And I want to ask you now, Mom, when you went to Aunt Leila's house that day, I was 2 months old and I was sick, and you were told that I was sick. What prompted you to want to take me that day and raise me? You weren't prepared to have no baby in the house, you know, but what prompted you to want to do that?
Well, when I went into the house and I went in the bedroom and I looked at you and you were there and you was very sick. And Leila said to me, he said, Pearl, somebody got to take her to the doctor, do something for her. So I wrapped you up, put you in a blanket, cleaned you up, and off to the doctor we went. And the doctor, Dr. Kopczynski, he looked at you and he told me the condition you was in, that you needed medical help immediately. So I told him, I said, well, okay, whatever's necessary to do it. And he did. And that's how I fell in love with you and wanted to give you the best and to help you to live. That's why I fell in love with you.
I was 2 months old, and she took me home. She had no crib, no baby clothes, anything. She just...
No balls, no nothing.
Nothing. Grace of God, you know, that she took me into her home and raised me like her own all these years. Nobody would never know if I don't tell them, if we don't tell them. Nobody never know that she's not my biological mother. So all I remember growing up a lot was us going to church. You're a mother in the church. You're a missionary in the church. You have had so many roles in the church. You were in a nurses unit. You did so many things in the church. Why was it important to take me to church?
It was very important for me to take you to church so you'll grow up and know that there is a God. And if you put God first in your life, I lived the life before you as you was growing up. And I went to church when I was coming up. I had to go to church every Tuesday, Friday, and Sundays. And that was a must. I wasn't asked, do you want to go or you want to go? No, I went to Sunday school and that was in me. So as I had children, I wanted them to have the same opportunity and know how important it was to learn about God and to live a good life.
Yes, you did. Do you think any leadership qualities that I gained by going to church?
Yes, I do. Because you was very good listeners. You was growing up as a teenager. You grew up in the church doing singing in the choir and doing different things. And it was important to see how you was growing. And I knew one day that if the Lord say so, you will make really evangelist in the church and do evangelist works.
Thank you, Mommy. So how do you think, I'd often say, it's not the first time you heard me say this, that I am the person I am because of you. The things that you taught me, how I was raised, how I was taken to church. So how do you think you played a role as the leader that I've become?
Well, you would see how I worked in the church, what part that I played in the church, different, the nurses unit and doing all things that I could find my hands to do. And I wanted you to be active in the church because it's important. And that would be a part of your education is in the church to work and to do, go to school and learn and be the best that you can be.
Was it a surprise to you that I became a pastor's wife and the leadership that I hold inside the church now?
Well, I was surprised, but
why? Because you think I couldn't do it?
Well, when you was growing up and you fell in love and you wanted to get married and being a pastor's wife, I mean, all that was kind of shocking to me, but I knew you was able because I taught you to go to school. The more you learn, the further you can go. And it was very good to have an education. And it was good to know to work for the Lord and how the Lord would bless you if you just take in and follow leadership, because that's what I did. And so when you got married, you became a pastor's wife. Well, I said, but thank the Lord.
Look, I was surprised too, because when we got married, he was not a pastor, he wasn't a minister, he was an elder, he was none of that. So when he came into ministry, it was surprising to me also. But the fact that I was able and to take on the role because of the way I was raised and the examples that I saw before me, I think that it was awesome. And how you played such a great part in who I am today. Any last thoughts, Mama?
Yeah.
No? That's my mama, y'all. That's my mama.
I love you and I'm praying for you. And I just hope that you be whatever God intends for you to be and to continue to work in the vineyard and do things. And I pray that you be a good wife, a good mother for your children, and all the things, all good things that God has for you. He will bless you with it. And I pray that you'll be a success and continue to love the Lord and to work and serve him, because there's no greater love in the world besides Jesus. And you hold on and continue to work in the vineyard and reach all the goals. Maybe one day you go to school. All your life you've been in school.
I love school. I know.
You should have so many degrees. And oh my goodness, I'm just so glad for you. And I'm praying for you. May God bless you. Heaven smile upon you. And I love you. Be blessed.
Thank you, Mama. I love you. That's my mama. She's 96 years old. 95. She'll be 96 in January. So I thank you, Mom, for joining me and agreeing to sit down with me and just conversate about the part that you played in my life. And it was so much greater than what we spoke about today. Mm-hmm. So much greater. But just to do this part as being just a landmark, one of the most important people in my life today. I love